Alright. Hello, everybody. My name is Hobbs, and the game is Slay the Spire. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing an Overexplained run. So, basically, I'm going to try to just explain my thought process throughout everything I'm doing, so that somebody who's potentially new can learn from what I'm doing. Because let me actually show, because I can't show without abandoning this run, but that's fine. I have in total, among all forms of Slay the Spire, about 500 hours, so I feel like I know what I'm kind of like talking about. So hopefully somebody else can actually learn from me, and they're able to apply that to their games, hopefully win more because of that. That is my whole goal with this. So, as you can see, we're actually in the middle of a run already. That's because I tried doing this before on a stream. Did not work. So, let me just kind of explain my thought process here. For my whale bonus, I chose lose max HP for removing 2 cards. We got rid of a strike and a defend. No, 1 strike, 1 defend. Then, first floor, beat Jawworm without taking any damage. Chose Pommel Strike as the reward. Floor 2. Got the Cleric. Removed another strike because of that. And now we're at floor 3. We just beat Cultist without losing any HP. So, that's where we're at right now. So, rewards 11 gold. An attack potion, which is really, really, really good. Ironclad loves that potion especially. And we have the options of Shockwave, Thunderclap, Armaments. So, out of these 3, I think I want to pick Thunderclap the least, just because it's very low. I accidentally clicked it. I didn't want to do that. I literally right-clicked to try to pop it up, but I didn't want to do that, apparently. There. So, it's only 4 damage and upgraded 7 damage. But it is 1 vulnerable. But that's one of your energy, and you only have 2 other energy to play attacks, assuming you're not going to block, which means you might only have 1 energy to use that vulnerable, and it's just generally not worth it. Like, Bash is more expensive, but it's 2 or 3 vulnerable, so you can use Bash, and then block with the rest of your energy, and then next turn you just go all out on your attacks to hopefully kill it. Armaments is a good block option. It also upgrades the card in your hand for the rest of combat. That is very good for longer fights, or if you have like a power or something that you want to play and it's not upgraded. Armaments the power, play the power, now you have the upgraded version of the power. Cool, awesome. I think Shockwave is the one that appeals to me the most. Apply 3 weaken vulnerable to all enemies, or 5 if we upgrade it, which is really good. It is 2 energy, but that weaken kind of helps as like a block piece. So you're not really going to take a whole lot of damage sometimes when you play it. No, I think that's going to be our choice. Now, in Act 1, your first 3 fights are going to be easy pool fights. The easy pool fights for Act 1 are like the 2 snail dudes, the louse, the 1 jawworm, the 1 cultist, and I believe 1 small and 1 medium slime are also the last one. After that, you can start getting hard fights. But this is our 3rd one. Yep, 1 small, 1 big slime. Alright. So, I'm not going to be able to block fully. That's off the table right now. If we had an upgrade Pommel Strike, I would Pommel Strike this guy to kill him in full block. I think what we have to do here is, I'm not really going to draw into anything that'll super help me, so I don't want to play the Pommel Strike. So I think I'll just strike this guy twice and block for 5. Okay, cool. Perfect. He's not attacking this turn, which means we can just spend all our energy to do damage. We can do either Shockwave or Bash. I think I'm going to do Shockwave because it helps us block a little bit. And then, do I want to draw? Yes, I'll draw. Because we're only going to be getting Defends and Strikes from that draw, which are the worst cards in our deck, so wasting 1 of them here isn't a bad idea. As 1 weak. Now, see, now he only blocks for 5 instead of like 7, which I think he was going to before. Now we only need to do this, and then strike. He had 1 less HP. We could have just done strike, kill him. But that's fine because now we can just kill him. Heal back up to full. We get a cultist potion. That's really good. One ritual is the thing that the cultist puts on himself where he gains 1 strength every turn. This is 1 strength every turn. Now we got Heavy Blade, Shrug It Off, and Perfected Strike. Not a huge fan of these options. Perfected Strike we may have to take just for a solid damage option because we have that Burning Elite that's coming up. We might need it. Shrug It Off I think is the better card, but in terms of what we need right this instant, I think it's Perfected Strike. It'll be increased 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it'll do 8, 10, 12, 14 damage for 2. It's the same as Heavy Blade right now. You can make a case for Heavy Blade in that instance because we're still going to try to remove the basic strikes. We might get some strength. But I think I can afford to take Shrug It Off because we have this potion that could help us out and this potion which could help us out. So I will take the card that could hurt us short term because we have the potions to assist us. This is why potions are really strong. They're like 0 cost cards that have big effects that you don't require to draw them. So it's like an extra card draw too. I forgot to explain the numbers in the potions. Okay, so basically how this works is when you go into a fight, you have, I forget if it's 30 or 40, but you have a 30 or 40% chance to get a potion after that fight. If you do not get a potion, the next fight you get has another 30 or 40, has another 10% chance. So say it's 40, we fought here, did not get a potion from there, fine. That means this wasn't a fight, so it doesn't count. This, we had a 50% chance because we didn't get a potion from down here. So 50% chance we got the attack potion, gets reset back to 40. Did this fight, got the potion, reset back to 40. So now after this fight, we have a 40% chance to get a potion. Let's go. This is going to be our first hard pull fight. I'm hoping for like the robber or maybe, I don't know, what else there, maybe one of the slavers. But what I don't want to see is 5 slimes or 4 gremlins. Okay, these guys are fine. The fungi beasts are okay. So what I will do is I will Shrug It Off. We draw into a card, fully block this guy. And then I think what we'll do is bash or shockwave. What I want to do is I want to kill this guy next turn because otherwise then we don't have to block his strong attack. This right guy, because he's attacking, has a chance to either buff up his strength like the front guy's doing, or he can attack again. We're hoping for the buff. Is when you kill these guys, you get 2 vulnerable, which means this guy's going to do more damage to us. I think well, hang on. Do I kill with shockwave? If we draw strike, 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 yeah, we guarantee draw strike, 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 and that's 27 damage. So we are going to kill this guy. So I will shockwave instead of bashing for the extra damage. Okay, he's buffing, but that's okay. We would take, I believe, 6 damage, or 7. Yep, 6 damage. I will just fully face tank the 6 damage, because we will heal it at the end of combat. And now I think, okay, Pommel Strike for damage, and then, yep, Strike, Strike kills. Perfect. Alright, another potion. We had a 40% chance to get a potion, which means that this combat we will also have 40%. Block potion's also really good, especially if this is Gremlin Knob or... Actually, block potion's good for all 3 of these. It's good for Gremlin Knob because it's a way to block without having to play skills, which make him mad. It's good for the Lagavulin because his attacks deal 20. So if we do like block and Shrug It Off, that's all of the block in for 1 turn. And for Tri-Sentries, it's a very good way to help block the second turn where 2 of them are dealing 10 damage to you. Let's look at our cards. Flex, Reckless Charge, or Pommel Strike. Okay. I think out of our options here, Flex is the worst one. It's a skill that helps us do more damage until end of turn. It seems good, but sometimes you will just draw it with your defense. Like, as we can see here. out of the 3 cards we've added to the deck, only one of them is an attack. So if we put Flex in, that means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 5 other cards in the deck will not be affected by it. So if we draw Flex in 4 other cards, it's useless. If we draw Flex in 1 other card, it's not as much damage as if we just got one of the other strikes. Reckless Charge is 7 or 10 damage for 0, but shuffle a Daze in your draw pile. That's kind of like deal 7 damage, draw 1 less card at one of your turns in the future. It's okay, but we don't have stuff like Evolve, which makes it so you draw extra cards when you draw statuses like Dazed. That is what I really want before I start adding Reckless Charge. Or we could do another Pommel Strike. I think Pommel Strike is going to be our best option here, because again, that draw 1 helps us rip through the deck. We got Shrug It Off, Pommel Strike, and another Pommel Strike. So we have 3 different cards that'll help us run through the deck to get to the cards we need. Shockwave exhausts, but if these 3 cards will help us get to basically each other, because these are just better strikes and defends. Or maybe Bash if we need to apply the vulnerable again, or defend if we need to block, etc. So, 3 options here. We can rest to heal 30% of our max HP. We're already at max, not going to do that. We can Smith, upgrade one of the cards. That's what we will be doing. Or we can recall to obtain the Ruby Key. I generally don't like doing this until the Campfire right before the 3rd act boss, or the Campfire 2 before, in case I might want to rest before the last boss. Because smithing now is much more helpful than smithing later. So we want to smith as early as possible and do the recall last, if that makes sense. So smith, we want to see which one of these is our options. It's going to be one of these 5. The strike and defend upgrades just add an extra 3 to the number. Whereas this adds another 3 to the number, and it's a better card. This adds another 2 weaken vulnerable. This adds 2 damage and 1 more vulnerable, which is pretty good. And then this is draw 1 extra card, deal 1 extra damage. I think what I will do is Shockwave, because no matter what we're facing, I think Tri-Sentries is the one we're going to be best at. We got good potions for that fight. And the Shrug It Offs and Pommel Strikes will help draw, which is an issue with that battle. The Shockwave is also very good against Knob. It weakens him for 5 turns now if we upgrade it. It makes him vulnerable, which makes your attacks do more, making the fight go faster. He'll deal less damage. So that might be like the one skill we want to draw. Maybe we'll play Shrug It Off a few times, whatever. Lagavulin, also, it's a bit of a longer fight. It's probably going to be 5 turns. So those 2 extra turns could come in handy. So we'll upgrade Shockwave. Now we'll see what our actual elite fight is. It's Knob. Okay. We planned for this. So next turn, we're going to draw 5 of these cards. Or, if we draw Pommel Strike, we'll know exactly what we're drawing. So let's do that. Alright. So next turn, we're going to draw exactly these 5 cards. What we're probably going to do is play Shockwave, and then one of these 2. That's going to be our game plan for next turn. So this turn, I'm not going to use my potion, because if we really need to use a potion, I'll use the attack potion on the turn he's vulnerable for more damage. But we'll just strike out the rest of the turn. Now, he has regenerate at 3 HP at the end of a turn. Because he's our burning elite, he has that extra buff to him. But we're going to get our Emerald Key afterwards. That's the trade-off here. If we had Shockwave on the first turn there, that would have been pretty good. Because he would not have gotten enraged by it. Because we drew on this turn, he will be. But that's okay. Now, Gremlin Knob has, I believe, 3 attacks. No. I actually don't remember if it's 3 or 2. He has 2 attacks. He can either hit you for a little bit and apply vulnerable, or he can hit you for the big attack. He's doing his big attack now. We're obviously not going to be able to full block this, so this is where our little DPS race starts that we mentioned earlier. So we're going to apply our Shockwave first. See how he went from 14 to 12 even after the extra. And he's going to be weakened for 4 more turns after this. Now, I think this is where we will drink our potion. We choose one of 3 random attacks, and it'll cost 0. That is the big thing here. It doesn't cost anything. So, we can exhaust all non-attack cards in our hand to deal 16. Or we can take a Perfected Strike, which, as we established, is going to be about 14 or 16 now that we added another Pommel Strike. I like this one a little better because that means we do not redraw the Defend and Shrug It Off, which we probably wouldn't want to play anyways. Cool. And now, I think a Pommel Strike to do 1 more damage, even though it might draw us something useful. It did, which is sad, but it's okay. Now, if we draw Sever Soul and a Strike, yep, we win this turn. So, actually, I think he... Hang on. Oh, it is perfect lethal. Okay, that's fine. That's good. We don't take 12 more damage. That was a very, very good non-fight. You use 1 potion, which is okay. Elites are usually the thing you want to use your potions on, or the bosses. Yeah, 29 gold. You get the Emerald Key, like we talked about. We get a relic after each elite we fight. This one is Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. That will help us if we're gonna say we need to block a big attack. We play Defend, Defend, Shrug. 5 damage to the enemies for free. That's pretty good relic. Ironclad might be the worst character it's on because he likes playing more attacks than skills, but it's okay. Alright, now here's what I'm talking about with damage. These are very, very good options. Okay. So here's my thought process for this. Okay. We got Fiend Fire, exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each card exhausted, and then exhaust this. Exhaust is like your exile pile, where you're never going to see those cards again under most circumstances. Chemokinesis, deal 2 damage to yourself, and deal 15 damage for 1 energy. That's a really good one. Or Cartage, which is ethereal, which means if you don't play it, it exhausts by itself for 20 or 28 damage. Now is about a good time to look at who our boss is. We have 3 options. We have Slime Boss, Hexaghost, or Guardian. Our option is Guardian. That's a little stinky because Guardian punishes attacks. I think what I will do in that case... I'm thinking either Chemokinesis or Carnage. Fiend Fire is very good, but at this point in the game, it's not as helpful because sometimes we can't really control what's in our hand when we exhaust, so we might exhaust something good or just not play it. As Chemokinesis can do 20 damage for 1 energy, which is the same as Carnage for 2, but we lose 2 HP, which is very, very little. Or we can play Carnage and not play it in fights where we don't want it, and it goes away automatically. It's a really tough choice for me, personally. I'm thinking I'm going to pick Chemokinesis because it's cheaper. We can play it on the same turn as Bash or Shockwave to get extra vulnerable damage. And it also has a little bit more synergy with like the losing HP stuff that Ironclad does. So I think I'll take that. Alright, we did not get a potion from this fight, so this fight we have 50% for the potion. 3 Louse. Okay. 5, 5, and 6. So 16 damage. I'm definitely going to play Shrug. Okay. I think I'm going to play 1 Defend and then hit one of these guys. What I think I will do is I will hit the enemy that curls up the most so that we can negate the most damage. I think I will hit this back guy because afterwards he'll be at 9 HP, which means he will die to almost any attack that we can, every attack we can draw. Yeah, because even if we're weak, our attack deals at least 4. That's fine. Right. So I think we'll skip the Shockwave this turn. Then we will do kill him, block the 5, and then deal 6 to you. Because you have the most curl up, you'll be at 11. Okay. So he will weaken us for 2. So this does 11. This is another reason why I wanted to hit him. If we drew Chemokinesis, we can kill him now. You could also say, you know, oh, you don't need to play it for this fight. You could probably be fine if you don't play it, so you don't really need to lose the 2 HP. For the sake of keeping it somewhat simple for the Overexplained, I will just hit him. And then we'll just block the attack. We're not going to heal up the full, so now I want to try to preserve as much HP as possible. We'll do... Let's see. We can actually kill him through this, so we do... Actually, I don't know if we do. What's up next? We do not kill him through this. I still think... If we play both of these, we draw into that defend. So I think what I will do is... that line of play. Now we are not weakened, which means any strike kills him. Alright. You got Havoc, Sever Soul, or Anger. Not a huge fan of any of these cards. I would like Anger if I was going into literally anybody except Guardian. But we are going into Guardian, so I don't think I want it, because adding more attacks to the pile, again, we said he punishes that. We can do Havoc, which is play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. That is pretty good if we have, like, Warcry or Headbutt, which we can put something we want on top, or if we have a relic that lets us see what's in our draw pile. But we don't, so I don't think I want it. And exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand, deal 16 or 22 damage. I don't think I want that, because Shockwave and Shrug It Off are going to be very helpful, especially for the Guardian fight. So I'm going to skip the cards here and chill with what we have. Doesn't really matter which one you pick at this point. So this is a small chest, which means each of the chests, I'm not sure the exact percentages, but each of the chest sizes has like a different chance to have a certain relic in it. This is the small one, so I think common relics are something like at 50%, uncommon at like 40%, and they're like rarer at 10%, something along those lines. This is really only useful if you have the relic cursed key, which makes it so you get a curse if you open one of these. You can go, okay, well, it's a small chest, which means I'm not going to get a rare relic usually, so I'm going to skip it and not get the curse. Doesn't really matter for here. So we get Blue Candle or Sapphire Key. So unplayable curse cards can now be played. Whenever you play a curse, lose 1 HP and exhaust it. Or Sapphire Key, which just lets us access the heart. Blue Candle is definitely one of the lower relics. You lose that 1 HP. It could, interfere with some stuff, so you don't want to lose the 1 HP. If you just keep playing curses, it will eventually bleed you out. And sometimes you don't usually just want to add curses to your deck anyways. However, Ironclad is one of the characters that benefits from losing HP sometimes. So, you could honestly use it as like a combo piece for that. So between Hemokinesis and the Blue Candle, I'm now looking for stuff that benefits from losing HP. Maybe take another Hemokinesis if I find it, or like a Bloodletting, which makes me lose HP, or Brutality, which is a power that makes me lose HP, stuff like that. Alright, so this is going to be it. Great. This may be where our block potion goes. So we did not. So this is a 60% chance for a potion afterwards, so I'm not really that upset about using a potion here. I definitely think I want to Shockwave and then strike one of them to kill them. Okay. So it's 3/3/3, 2/2, so it's 13 damage we get dealt. So if we block, potion, and then we could either strike the middle dude, or we can Hemokinesis one of the outer dudes to kill them. I think I'm going to kill this dude because the green ones usually like to apply weak, and weak hurts us way more than frail, which is what these guys do. Weak makes us to deal less damage, frail makes us to gain less block. We're dealing more damage than we are blocking, so I definitely want to kill the green ones first. Alright, see, he's going to apply weak if we don't kill him. Luckily, with a Pommel Strike, we kill him exactly. Now what I think I will do... Ooh, perfect, we have Pommel Strike coming up too. So what I can do is I can Shrug It Off, block for 8. Now Pommel Strike kills one of these guys. And now we fully block. Alright. So I think I kill now. I actually don't... No, we kill. Perfect. Now we're back to full. No potion here, it's kind of sad. I was really hoping we got one, so if we take this one, it should be 70% potion. Alright, interesting options. Have already went over. Entrench is double your block for 2. I don't think I want that. I only really like that card if I'm playing with Barricade, or if I have something... If I need something that my block does. I need Barricade, or which makes me helps me save the block, or I need Juggernaut, which makes my block deal damage. Those are usually two of the things I want before I will take that card. So I'm thinking about dual wield. Choose an attack or power card, add a copy or 2 copies of that card into your hand. Now those are permanent. So we can permanently, not permanently, for the rest of the combat rather, add those cards to my deck. So I'm thinking I want to try that. But, again, we're going into Guardian. But at the same time, we have Hemokinesis, we have Pommel Strike, we have stuff that we would want to use it on. So I think I'm going to take it and prepare it to use my, like, potion or something against Guardian, just in case. So, I think what I want to do is... I really like events, more than I probably should, but I think for the sake of trying to get one more potion before we fight him, I'm going to go for this fight. Alright, so we do not block at all this turn. Unless we do Pommel Strike into a... Actually, how much... I think Hemokinesis does 20... We could straight up kill this guy and just take 12 damage. I kind of like that. Alright, so now we just have to deal with this guy for the rest of the fight. So... Block for 8, so we deal with his attack. And I think we're going to play the Shockwave instead of the Pommel Strike. He applies a weak to us, or attacks deal less damage. That's fine. I'm going to defend here to try to mitigate some of the damage he's doing. Don't really need to extend his vulnerable. We're probably going to kill him in 4 turns, so instead we're just going to do Strike. And do we want to do Hemokinesis or another Strike? I think I'll do Hemokinesis, because the faster this fight goes, the less chance he'll have to hurt us. Alright. Now, perfect example of dual wield being helpful. We're not guaranteed to draw into defend this turn, or into the other Pommel Strike this turn, so I can do is dual wield the Pommel Strike. And then just kill him that way. Alright, 14 gold, no potion again. It's kind of sad. Alright, we already went over these two, and then Seeing Red is gain 2 energy. It costs 1 or 0. I like this with what we got going on, because we have some expensive stuff. It also makes dual wield easier to play. So, I don't think I'm going to rest here. I think we're going to smith again. But what do we want to upgrade? 20 damage on here. We can make 2 copies of stuff here. Be another energy here. I think what I want to do is I want to upgrade the 2 Pommel Strikes we have. We'll upgrade one here, and if this elite fight goes well, we'll upgrade another one here. Alright, so let's take the question mark because we want to go to the elite next. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This is another good thing about Blue Candle, because this curse sucks. It's really, 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 really bad. But because we have Blue Candle, we can just play it for 1 or 2 HP. I don't remember how this interaction works, but it's one of those. And we keep the relic, which is Warp Tongs, at the start of your turn. Upgrade a random card in your hand for the rest of combat. So it's like that armaments thing. We talked about how armaments is really good. Imagine a 0-cost armaments that just upgrades it and we get it for free. Cool. I want that. Plus, Pain also goes really well with another of Ironclad's cards that I'm now kind of hoping we see. And because we have the Blue Candle, we're not really as stressed to remove it as much. So we can continue to remove the bad cards in our deck first. Do this fight. Alright, Log of Vulin. Perfect example. Okay, it's just 1. We get to remove it for free for 1. This is So he will, unless he takes health damage, he will stay asleep for 2 turns and awake on turn 3. And this is not a good turn to wake him up. We can't even wake him up this turn. See, we can't even wake him up. We didn't do any damage. Alright, Duel got upgraded for free, but there's not really much in my hand that I want. I think what I'm going to do is next turn, Bash does exactly 8 damage. This will not wake him up. And he will have a vulnerable for next turn. We can just wail on him with like Hemokinesis, Pommel Strike, Pommel Strike. Awesome. Alright. So now we'll just start dealing damage to him. This is what we're guaranteed to draw next turn. Not too amazing. We can Seeing Red and Dual Wield. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to Dual Wield my Hemokinesis. And just try to kill him as fast as possible. Bash got upgraded. I think what I want to do is I want to block, and strike. Try to mitigate as much damage as possible, save HP for Guardian. And then I think we kill this turn. We do not kill this turn. We are a little bit shy, so what we will instead do is just try to block as much as possible. Yeah, he attacks for 18 2 turns in a row, and the next turn he reduces our strength and dexterity by 1. This is a very good turn for us to just do a crap ton of damage because he won't hit us. And then next turn, if we draw any damage, we kill him. Yep. Cool. Alright, our relic this time is Bag of Preparation. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That is the same passive as the Silent, and I have said before that I think the Silent has the best starting relic out of all 4 characters. Ironclad's close, but I think Silence is even better, so having Silence and Ironclad's starting relics are amazing. The last thing is Feel No Pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. And we already went over these 2. Right now, we only have 1 or 2 cards that exhaust. We can exhaust this. I like that beta art. I'll keep it. That's funny. So, we only have 3 cards that exhaust. So we can only activate it 3 times. But there is a lot of stuff that exhausts that becomes infinitely better with a Feel No Pain. But right now, we don't benefit from it too much. Right now, I think our deck is strong as it is. So I'm okay with taking a card that sets us up for the future instead of what helps us right this instant. The problem is, do I want it right now? I think I'll skip it for now. It's an uncommon power, so it's not like guaranteed for us to see it. We're not going to see it like 7 more times like we do Havoc. But I think we'll be able to see one later. Hopefully. Right. Our game plan has not changed. We're still going to upgrade the Pommel Strike. And my throat's getting very dry, so I will be back in 1 moment. I'm going to grab myself a drink. Alright. We're back. Let's go into our Guardian fight. Now, this is one of the fights where it's probably going to last more than 5 turns, so we can consider skipping our Shockwave here. The Guardian will block for like 8-ish this turn, and next turn he'll do 36. We can get rid of that if we make him change to defensive mode, which is when we do 30 health to him. So, Pommel Strike. Pommel Strike again. Hope to draw that Hemokinesis. And we did draw it. Cool. So we can just make him change to defensive mode this turn. Right when he enters it, he'll gain 20 block, but we're not attacking for us the turn. It'll go away. And this is where that thing comes in that I was talking about. Whenever you play an attack, take 3 damage. Get rid of that pain so it doesn't cause us to lose any more health throughout the fight. And I think we will just block twice and not play the strike. Now, I'm going to shrug it off. And defend that full blocks. And I don't think we'll play anything else. Alright. Now I think is a good turn for Shockwave. Helps us for that turn. We're still going to take 12 damage. I think we're fine. I didn't say this right when the fight started, but I think we're fine where we don't need to use our potion. We'll save it for a harder Act 2 fight. I think we will just... I think we'll Pommel Strike in case we draw into Seeing Red. We do not draw into Seeing Red. Okay, so we will take 12. Alright. We definitely bash. And then I think we'll just strike and do nothing else. Now we just need to do 1 damage to him next turn. Sorry, 10, because we have to go through his block. So I think we will just do Pommel Strikes. We cannot copy attacker powers, so we're going to try not to use that card this fight. We draw this next turn. We will probably defend it if it gets upgraded. No, it did not get upgraded. Okay. So, I will just defend and that's it. Now we will shrug it off and defend, and that full blocks. Now I'm starting to get to the point where I kind of want to start just doing more damage to him. Our cards are upgraded because of our Warp Tongs, so they'll do more damage and block for more. So now I just want to start doing some more damage to him. Now, at Ascension 0, you get fully healed at the start of the next act, so taking more damage just to do more damage to him is perfectly fine as long as we don't die from it. That doesn't go away until I believe Ascension 7 or 8. Alright. Can we do... We cannot do 50 damage to him right now. So we are going to take some damage. Unless we block. We'll play the Hemokinesis so we do more damage to him. Alright. Alright, so now that our whole goal is to just do more damage now, I think we're going to copy the Pommel Strikes, Seeing Red, and play 4 of these. And by 4 of these, I mean we're going to play 3 Pommel Strikes and a Hemokinesis. He did not have his buff yet, even though he gained that block. So now we still do the extra damage. Is every card in our deck upgraded now? Except for the 1 defend. So this thing has upgraded almost every card in our deck throughout the fight. That's how strong this is. I think we will do is we will defend, Pommel Strike, and now we just kill him. Very good fight. We get 100-ish gold for beating a boss. I don't know if the potion's guaranteed. It feels like it is sometimes. I don't think it is, though. And then add a rare card to our deck. Alright. So we can do Barricade, which is block does not get removed at the start of the turn. Limit Break, which is double our strength. And Reaper, which is heal HP equal to unblocked damage dealt. Now, out of these cards, the best one for our deck right now is probably Barricade. Not, why did I say that? It's Reaper. Sorry, I was going to explain Barricade. So Barricade only works with 4 of our cards in the deck. And we have a card that explicitly makes it so it's harder to draw those cards. Limit Break would be good if we had like an Inflame or something, but we don't. Upgrade so it doesn't exhaust. But Reaper can help us undo some of the damage that we get dealt from, say, our Hemokinesis or Pain. And it also works well with Strength. So I think we're going to take this. And let's look at our boss relics. Ooh. Very interesting. For the sake of Overexplained, we're not taking Runic Dome. Runic Dome is gain 1 energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer see what the enemy's doing. So, obviously you can tell why I would not want to do that for a run trying to explain what everything does. Makes it way harder for it to happen. So we're just going to pretend that option doesn't exist for now. Our 2 options then are Sacred Bark, which is double the effectiveness of potions, or Runic Pyramid. At the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. Runic Pyramid is very good for cards that want to be played on a specific turn, and an example comes to mind of Spot Weakness, which is if the enemy plans to attack, you gain 3 strength. So if you draw that on a turn where nobody's attacking, you don't discard it, you can save it for the next turn when they do attack. However, because we have such good card draw in the deck, we have Pommel Strike Plus, Shrug It Off, etc., etc. I don't think we need it. It's good, but I don't think it's necessary. So I'm thinking about Sacred Bark here. So now our Fire Potion deals 40 instead of 20, and we gain 2 Ritual instead of 1 Ritual. So we are rewarded for not using our Cultist Potion, because now it works even better. So events in Act 2, I think, are even better than they are in Act 1. Because Act 2 has some very, very, very good events. We have the event where you can get one of the 3 really good books. We have the act where you can go to the Colosseum. We have the event where you can get the Ritual Dagger. Those are all very good. I'm thinking about this path right here. It gets us some early events. Gets us this elite. Gets us another elite. Chest, and then question marks and shops throughout the rest of the way. That's what I'm looking at. So, we're going to start here and see how it goes. Oh boy. These guys. These guys are annoying. We'll get rid of the pain immediately, as we always do. Shockwave them. If an enemy is doing 1 damage, Shockwave makes it do 0. Their gimmick is they do multi-attacks and gain strength, so their multi-attacks do even more. They also take half damage from stuff. It's half damage from attacks when they're flying, and you have to do 3 attacks to make them fall. So I kind of want to make this guy fall, because next turn he's going to be guaranteed to do damage to us, because he's buffing this turn to gain 1 strength. So we'll just do some damage to him, try to kill him next turn. Alright. So he's doing 1 times 5. This guy's doing 9, so this guy's actually doing more I'm worried about. So what I can do is Combo Strike to try to draw cards. We did not really get super good cards. I think I will do is we'll do Seeing Red. Dash and Strike just to knock him out of the sky. We take 5 from this dude. Okay, so we are being dealt 12 damage this turn. We're being dealt 10 damage this turn. We do not have anything like a Sword Boomerang that makes us hit twice. I think I'm going to try to draw into our Shrug It Off. No, so we just defend. We take 5 more damage. We have the Reaper, so we can heal a little bit. It's very bad against this fight. But it's... Alright, so we can do Strike, Strike. That guy only has 10 health left, so if we do 20 to him next turn, he dies. Oh, wait, he's vulnerable, right, so we only needed to do, like, 13-ish. So here's what we can do. What's in our draw pile? Bash, Defend, Strike. Okay. What I will do is I will Pommel Strike, and then just... actually, we'll Shrug It Off, so it helps a little bit more. We didn't really get our Reaper off this fight, which is fine. We might next turn, because we're about to knock this guy out of the sky, so it doesn't deal any damage to us. We did not get Reaper, unless we want actually a Shrug. No, we did not get it. It only deals 4 damage. But I think I will try to just... Because next turn he's going to try to go back to the sky. Oh, Reaper for 5, because it got upgraded. And then Pommel Strike for the kill. So, very bad fight for us. We only net lost 2 HP, though. Body Slam, Iron Wave, and Clothesline. Clothesline plus. Good to know. We don't have to upgrade it if we take it. However, with Shockwave, most times I think 3 week is going to be not as important. So I'm thinking about Iron Wave because it gives us a nice block option while still being an attack, which we really like. Most importantly, it dual wields a card that can give us block. That's what I'm thinking about with this one. Alright, so I think in Act 2, those easy pull fights that I talked about, there's only 2 of them. Same thing with Act 3. So I think we're going to go this way. And we add a fight. Fights, I believe, are 10% for the first question mark in the act. And same with potions, it goes up by 10% for each one you don't get. So that was just 10% that we rolled unluckily on. So this guy's whole gimmick is that he has 14 plated armor. Anytime he is dealt attack damage, the plated armor goes down by 1. So, starting off with your biggest strikes right away, so you can reduce the plated armor even more. The 10 damage, he will also heal himself for the amount of damage he does to you. What I think we can do is we need Seeing Red, Shockwave, and then Iron Wave for damage and block. He will heal for 2. We got his plated armor down by a little bit, got Shockwave off. That was a good turn for us. Alright. Then we'll Pommel Strike to draw a little bit. Get rid of the pain. Defend. And now do we strike or Pommel Strike? None of those cards are super helpful for the next couple turns. So we will Pommel Strike instead. Alright. So Pommel Strike to draw the cards. Shrug it off. I don't want to shrug it off because we could draw into one of the cards that would be more helpful next turn. We'll just defend to block for 6 out and we'll only take 2. And then I think we'll just strike plus instead of hemokinesising. Wait, he deals 7 this turn. We'll block for only 3. Reapply some vulnerable to him. Alright. Block for 7 exactly. Perfect. Pommel Strike to draw some cards. And I think I want to try to get a little bit of Reaper damage off just for some extra HP, so I will wait. Alright. That only does 6, so if we deal... Oh, wait, that was a 2-cost card. I forgot Bash was 2-cost for some reason. Well, we don't get the Reaper off, that's okay. 13 gold, add a card to the deck. Warcry, Body Slam, or Battle Trance. Ooh. Battle Trance is really nice. Because we've had situations already where we might not want to draw cards just because we might need to use the cards that we have in the deck for next turn. This makes it so we can't draw additional cards. That can be really, really bad in Act 3, but right now it's super, super helpful. And we can play around it a little bit more in Act 3. I'll take that. The other option was Warcry, which draw 1 card, put the card top of the draw pile for next turn. That could be good as like the last card we play, set the card up at the top pile for next turn. I think Battle Trance is way more helpful though. Alright, so here's our hard pull fight for the act. This is kind of a difficult one. There's 3 of these cultists. Definitely want a Shockwave here. And I think here's what I will do. We'll strike you. See what we draw next turn. If it's bad, we'll Fire Potion the back guy to kill him for 40. Okay. So, Iron Wave here. I will block to... block to full block, and then Hemokinesis, because we just need to really get some damage pumping out in this fight. So Hemokinesis is going to be invaluable. Alright, get rid of Pain. Draw some cards here. Reaper. This is a very good Reaper, because they're all vulnerable. There's 3 enemies, so it'll do 5 and 6 and 6. So it will full heal us. We take 12, but if we think of the Reaper as block we used this turn, it's even better. do is I will shrug it off to block for one of them. And we'll Hemokinesis, and then Iron Wave. And now we only have to deal with one of these guys. Let's do Seeing Red, and Dual Wield on the Strike Plus. And then block. That is the first time our letter opener has ever come into play, by the way. Alright, there's the spot weakness that we were talking about. I do really, really want it. Because we have good draw, we could get it multiple times in a single turn. The other option here is Drop Kick, which is deal 5 damage, the enemy has vulnerable, gain an energy, and draw 1 card. We have Bash and Shockwave, which reliably apply vulnerable. We could think about it. I'd rather have spot weakness, though. This extra strength helps us out with Reaper especially. Oh man, this is... Oh my... Okay. This is such a good event. This is another one of the best events in Act 2. I think we take this. So here's what this is. Lose half your max HP, so we'll go down to 36. We receive 5 apparitions, which is ethereal, gain 1 intangible, which means any attack that gets dealt to us, we only take 1 HP from it. Or any damage. Not attack. Any damage is 1 HP to us. This is so good. This is a very good event. Especially for Ironclad, because now we can think about just, okay, we might not need a block card because we could just draw Apparition. So now we can just go all out on our power. So I think I will take it. Plus, it's a very good thing to hit with Warp Tongues. So now, I'm thinking, when I'm thinking about removing cards from the deck now, I think Defends are going to be the first ones to go now, instead of the Strikes. We'll go here for another event. While sneaking past our group of shredded figures, one of them approaches you. Got anything for me, friend? Please, maybe some coin. I just need somewhere to stay. I have treasures I can trade. He seems delusional but harmless. We could either rob him to get a curse and get the relic for free, or we can pay 85 gold for a random relic. I think the 85 gold is going to be more worth it. Hi, dog. My dog just came into my room. She came to see me. I'm doing okay, Xena. Thank you. Yeah, she's just going to chill here while I pet her. I think the 85 for the relic is very good. The only time I will really ever rob this guy is if we have more cursed energy. Even with the blue candle, I don't think it's enough. Or if I literally don't have 85 gold, so I'll take it. Oh, that was absolutely worth 85 gold. Alright, Tori here. Whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. That is a very good relic, especially considering our low max HP. Oh, this is a very hard fight for us. Alright. So, Apparition's stacked, by the way, so we are going to be intangible for 2 turns. So now we don't get any damage dealt to us next turn. Apparition just got upgraded, so now we can save it. It lost Ethereal. So I will draw. We just got another Apparition. I will play it. And I think I will play Seeing Red and Battle Trance. Spot weakness for some strength. And so we have 3 Apparitions in play now. Play that to get rid of it. And now we can just start going all out on our attacks. I think I will dual wield the Pommel Strike. I'll get dealt 1 damage. We do add a wound to the deck because that's his ability. Shrug it off, Pommel Strike, and I'll do Hemokinesis. This also gets reduced to 1 because of Apparition. Battle Trance. Shit. If he was attacking for 5 times 5, he wouldn't take nearly as much damage, but we're gonna take 30 damage here. That sucks. That's okay. Alright. We'll do Spot Weakness. Pommel Strike, Pommel Strike. We don't draw because of that. Kinda poo-poo. Next turn, my goal is to draw Reaper. Yup. Iron Wave, and I think I'm just gonna toss the potion. Alright. That was a scary fight. 25 gold. A Darkstorm period. Whenever I obtain a curse, increase my HP by 6. That is not a hugely good relic, but it could be helpful. Gain 2 artifact with Ancient Potion. That's really good. And add a card to my deck. Flame Barrier, Pommel Strike, or Whirlwind. Our boss is this guy. It doesn't really affect our game plan too much. I really, really like Flame Barrier. That's a very nice card to add to our repertoire. We do need a little bit more block, as we saw in that fight. So I will take it. Now, Apparition's useless here, so I think I'm going to let the back one exhaust. So instead, we're just going to worry about dealing a bunch of damage. I think I will Seeing Red and do the Shockwave. And then I will defend, so our letter opener goes off. Deals 5 to everybody. Now, we saved an Apparition for next time because of that. Alright. Perfect time for Apparition here. Spot Weakness for a little bit of strength, or we could Flame Barrier for 2. It's 2 block, so I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just gain more strength. Besides, we can Reaper to regain some HP. Apparition, Pommel Strike. I'll Battle Trance because I'm not going to play the Shrug It Off. Remove that pain. And then we'll play this Apparition, so next turn we also take no damage. Cool. Copy the Pommel Strike. And then do some damage to him. We're going to try to draw the Reaper when... This is a not good turn for us. (24 plus 9) is 1 away from killing this dude. Oh god. Okay. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We block for 3. If we block for 3 and 3, it deals 1 and then 10. So we do not die. I think we die here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it out. I don't think there's a way to kill both of them. No, there's not. There's a way to kill one of them. But not both. So there ends this run. Unfortunate. There's Act 2 for you. Very, very difficult. We got time for one more. Let's try one more. One more run. We'll do Silent this time. Hopefully that's a little bit... goes a little bit better. And this one will hopefully go a little bit faster because we've already gone through many of the basics the first time. Alright. Choose a card to obtain. Obtain 3 random potions. Lose all good. Transform 2 cards. Or lose your starting relic. As I said before, I'm not going to do the lose starting relic because that's not really helpful for us trying to teach you guys how to play. So obtain a card, obtain 3 random potions, or transform 2 cards. I'm looking at lose all gold transform too. Transform is very powerful because it removes 2 of your worst cards and gives you 2 other cards that are probably way more helpful. For only 99 gold. We can go a route. We could climb up like this way or this entire side to avoid these late shops. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And we'll do 2 strikes because Silent hates our strikes. Those are 2 pretty good cards. Adrenaline. Gain 1 or 2 energy and draw 2 cards. Very good. And Accuracy. Shivs deal 4 or 6 additional damage. So immediately we have a game plan for what we can do. So we could do Burning Elite immediately. Again. And just go this way. Or we can also turn it this way. Or we could just go up this route and skip the Burning Elite. We'll start here, and we'll see what the first card reward gives us. Now, unfortunately, we have a little bit less damage here. I will wait until a turn where we need to play the Adrenaline to play it. Deal all our damage here because he's not attacking us. Alright, same thing as last time. He's just attacking us, so we don't need to worry about it. And next turn we will... yeah, we're pretty much guaranteed to kill him next turn. Alright, cool. Alright, 19 gold, a speed potion, which is very nice. Infinite bleeds, dagger throw, or distraction. Add a random skill to your hand and cost 0. A start of return, add a shiv to your hand, or dagger throw. Deal 9 damage, draw, and discard. All good options. Immediately I'm drawn to Infinite Blades. For hopefully obvious reasons. As we can tell, we have an incentive to play shivs already. So let's start with there. That alone I think is enough to let us do Burning Elite, because Infinite Blades is actually very good against all the elite fights. So this turn we don't need to play it. Adrenaline, because we can just neutralize this bat guy. Make him waste his 7 block. And weaken him for just long enough for us to do our thing. So I will Accuracy. Eight, 16 is not enough to kill. So we'll kill this guy and block. And then just do all our damage this turn. Footwork, Finisher, and Poisoned Stab. Footwork's amazing. Finisher is pretty good. Finisher goes well with the Shiv plan. As of this moment, it's at its worst, but if we get more Shiv cards, it'll be even better. And Poisoned Stab is deal 8 damage, apply 4 poison. That could be good for stripping artifact from stuff, because the poison would make it go away. I'm looking at either Footwork or Finisher, and I'm thinking about Finisher. Footwork, I think, is the better card, but we need damage more in the early game than we need block. So I will take it. And unless something goes horribly wrong these next couple fights, we are absolutely going to be taking the Burning Elite. Neutralize, strike, strike, and then Finisher. Alright. We can draw 2 cards. Yeah. Perfect. And now we probably kill? Yep. 16 gold. Concentrate, Predator, and all-out attack. I really like the all-out attack because it's AoE. Predator's good, deal 15 damage or 20 damage, draw 2 cards next turn. What's the beta? Oh, I don't like that. That's funny. And that's badass, so we're gonna do that. Okay. So I'm gonna take all out attack because it gives us a much better option for facing Tri-Sentries as our elite. It is also just an extra attack card for stuff like Gremlin Knob, for stuff like Lagavulin, and it also helps us if we have to fight the stupid slimes or gremlins. Alright. Seven, 175 gold for a doubt could be really nice. But our next shop is way far away. And we have a burning elite we need to kill. So I'm going to say it no, despite the fact that 175 gold is really, really good. Why is my dog barking? Weird. Okay. So we'll do... I think what we'll do is we'll do Adrenaline, Accuracy, Infinite Blades, and then Block. Our goal is to try to kill this back dude first because he steals our money. Neutralize him because he deals more damage to us, and then we will do... We will not full block because we just want to prioritize damage to kill him first. Otherwise he will steal my money. Cool. We took 2 damage that fight. 30 gold stolen back from him. 18 gold from the fight. Dash, Quick Slash, Poison Stab. Dash is a pretty good, decent card into where we are going. It's an attack that blocks. That is the big thing here. It's going to be good against Gremlin Knob. It's going to be good against Lagavulin. It's going to be good against the slime boss as well, which we have to fight. Yeah, we have to fight plus strength Gremlin Knob. That is not scary in the slightest. I'm not pissing my pants. And we did not draw any of our super helpful cards to start. Now we draw our super helpful cards. Alright, let's play the Adrenaline. Dash. And then Infinite Blades and Accuracy now. Okay. My goal is to kill him before the end of next turn. So with that in mind, I will defend. So let's think about this. We always do this. This is 6. This is... Okay, this is 10. No. 10 damage puts him at 15, and we have 1 energy left. We cannot kill him with that. So what we will do is grab the speed potion. Do this so he doesn't get mad at us. And then do this to block for a little bit more, and we will kill him at the end of next turn. Cool. 32 gold. Tough bandages. Whenever you discard a card during your turn, gain 3 block. That is stellar. Get our key. And a dagger throw, expertise, dodge, and roll. No. So, pop quiz. If any of you can think of which rare card that is normally not good that I am now going to be excited to find, your answers in the comments. You have until I'm finished drinking my drink to answer. If you said Storm of Steel, you are correct. I'm now going to be excited to play Storm of Steel because it is a good discard card that gives us shivs, which is what our game plan is at the moment. Dodge and roll is a decent block card. That would have been much better if we had grabbed the footwork. That's definitely what I would have grabbed. Expertise, draw cards until you have 6 or 7 in your hand, and then dagger throw, deal 9 or 12 damage, draw, and discard. I'm thinking I'm going to grab the dagger throw because it's 9 damage, 3 block for 1, which is comparable to Iron Wave. Yeah, and we can start going into more of the discard stuff. Alright. Definitely doing that. Alright, so now I need to figure out how way to block for 12. Well, this blocks us for 3. I think I will Survivor to discard another card. That's another 3. And Accuracy to make our shivs do more. Do that because we need more cards. I'll do Dash. And I will do All Out Attack, not Strike, because he will not split at this point. He will split next turn when we do more damage to him. So we can split him at 7, 7 to 14. We can split him at 20. I think I can do a little bit better than that. So I will instead take the Infinite Blades, play that, and wait for next turn. 6 and 4 is even worse than that, so I will continue to wait. Take 1 damage from blocking. Now is the turn where we're going to do it. Play all the attacks. And we just kill him instead of splitting him. Alright, 11 gold, Blessing of the Forge. Upgrade all cards in the hand for the rest of combat. That is pretty good, especially considering our turn 1, we have 7 cards in hand. And add a card to the deck. Noxious Fumes, Deflect, or Catalyst. Out of these cards, I think our best option is Noxious Fumes. Starting your turn, apply 2 poison to all enemies. That is very consistent damage. Deflect you could make a case for. Catalyst don't have any other poisons, so it'd be useless right now. Now, what do I upgrade? I'm thinking about upgrading Infinite Blades, so it always appears in our starting hand. We can upgrade Finisher, so it deals more damage. We can do Dash, so it's more damage and block. Shivs for more accuracy damage. Adrenaline for another energy. I think these 3 are going to be the next 3 we want to upgrade. I will start with you, because you're the most helpful upgrade immediately. Ninja Scroll. At the start of each combat, add 3 shivs to your hand. Now, we draw 7 cards on turn 1, and we draw 3 more. So now we have 10 cards on turn 1. That is something to keep in mind for the future. Like I said, I think we're going to upgrade again. We're going to upgrade our accuracy here. Walk by an eerie statue holding several masks. Something behind you softly whispers, "Stop." Now, there's 2 ways to play this. You can either think about it, 50% good face, 50% bad face. Realistically, it's 40% good face, 40% bad face, 20% neutral, because the good faces are the Serpent Face, which gives you 50 gold every time you enter a 50 gold every time you enter a question mark, or the Cleric, which is 1 max HP at the end of each floor. The 2 bad ones are Gremlin, which is start each combat with 1 week, or Enloth's Hungry Face, which is the next chest you have has no relic in it. Or you could get the Cultist Face, which just makes you go caw at the start of battle, so that is definitely the best mask we have for options. So, there's 2 ways you can play this. You could either hit trade. Oh no, look, we got a bad mask. Well, time to save and quit. Oh look, it's the same mask every time. So if you really wanted to play like that, if it's a bad mask, you can say, "Nah, I don't feel like it," and just go back in. Or you can just take what you get. Now, putting aside the fact that I know the mask is bad if we grab it, think about this. Okay, we don't have our Sapphire key yet, which means the Endless Hungry Face is going to be sucky. Because that means we only have one more guaranteed chest to get the key. So, and we also lose out on a relic immediately. The other one, which is starting to come out with 1 week, also kind of bad, especially because it kind of nullifies part of our ninja scroll. It makes it way worse. The 2 good masks are good, but I don't think it's worth that risk or downside. Right, touch, lose 7 HP, gain 75 gold. I think that is very helpful because we have the option to skip out on this elite if we want to and go here instead if we don't think this elite's going to go well, which means we can take this risk. Sorry, I just like reading this stuff. So, now we have a little bit of extra gold. We took a little bit of extra damage, but we have the health to spare. Alright. So I think what I will do is dash, infinite blades, and then shiv, shiv, shiv. Generally, you don't want to redraw the shivs, so while we technically could wait till we play the accuracy to make those shivs better, I don't think it's worth it. So now we just kill dollar cards. 15 gold, add a card to the deck. Piercing Wail, Sucker Punch, or Envenom. Whenever an attack deals unblocked damage, apply 1 poison. Very interesting. I think Piercing Wail is still a better option for us. All enemies lose 6 strength before. It's AoE block. At the worst, it is 1 mana, 6 block, because the one enemy is doing 1 single attack. That's still not the worst, that's just defend. But at best, the enemy could do a multi-attack, so it hits every part of that. Or you have multiple enemies doing, like, the ceiling for this card is amazing. We do get a combat here. I will play Survivor, get rid of a strike. So now we full block, and then Adrenaline. I was hoping to get an accuracy. We did not get an accuracy. Instead, I will just start wailing away on this guy. And we full block, which means we now no longer need to block. So now we have both of our powers in play. Now, here's an interesting mechanic. This guy is dealing 6 damage, right? So he has 6 strength. We do this, he has no strength. Now, this guy dies because of the poison, which normally would apply vulnerable to us. Normally what happens, guy deals 6, goes up to 9 because we're vulnerable, it's 50% more. But if we think about it, he's dealing 0 now because he lost all his strength. So even if he dies, he's not dealing any damage. Now, anyways, it doesn't matter because we blocked for enough anyways. But it's still interesting to know. And now we just kill him. 17 gold, a weak potion. That's also a good potion. Add a card to the deck. Dash, Crippling Cloud, or Bane. We're not seeing any Shiv cards, which is very sad. We could take a Bane here. Is 7 damage if the enemy has poison, deal 7 again. Noxious Fumes makes it so we're probably always going to have poison. Crippling Cloud, apply 4 poison and 2 weak to all enemies, exhaust. I also like Crippling Cloud. I think this is a slightly better card because no matter what future cards we get, Bane could get worse. But Crippling Cloud's always going to be 4 poison, 2 weak. And that's going to be helpful. So I think we have enough good stuff to where I can reliably take this elite. Now, we knew it could not be Gremlin Knob because there's a mechanic where the last elite you face cannot be the next one you face. So Gremlin Knob was here, the next elite we face cannot be Gremlin Knob here. So it's either Lagavulin or it's Sentries. I think we're best against Sentries, so I'm happy for that. So, excuse me, Thirst Dry again. The only exception to that is the event where you loot the dead body of the adventurer. If you trigger the enemy to come in, it is an elite. That does break the rule. Because if you just faced Gremlin Knob, you could fight Gremlin Knob in that one again. But I don't believe if you face an elite after that event, it can be the same one, though. So whatever the previous elite was in that event, that does not matter. Okay. So, if we look at our relics, 3 block, 9... No, excuse me. 9 damage goes to 6 damage after a week. And it's 2 week. So the poison's gonna get blocked by all their artifacts, but they're gonna get the weak. So they'll also be weak for the next turn, which they each deal 9. So this is a very good play on turn 1. Cool, 2 weak to everybody. I will play all the shivs so that they don't get discarded with the all-out attack I'm going to play. Now we only take 3 damage. You want to kill one of the outside ones first so that you don't have to deal with both of these guys hitting you at the same time. Now what we could do is we could... I think what I'll do is I'll just use the piercing whale here. They do no damage now. Oh wait, no, they still do 4. Right. Okay, so strength down happens before weak. So they had 9. They would do 9 damage. Strength down by 6 puts them at 3, which means weak puts them at 2. So instead of strike, we'll just strike defend. No big deal. Do that. Alright, cool. Now we're starting to get really rolling. Accuracy, Noxious Fumes, and then Dash kills that guy. And we'll just apply weak. If we had 2 weak, I would apply it to the bat guy so it stays for this turn, but it doesn't, unfortunately. Infinite Blades, defend, and strike. I will go for the middle guy now. He has less health. So we full blocked this guy, okay? This is kind of a thing to think about. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in our deck that deal at least 3 damage, okay? So this turn he takes 3. The bat guy, rather. Takes 3, goes down to 25. Next turn gets 4 poison, so he'll get hit again, go down to 21. If we hit him with this shiv, and the next shiv, he'll only have 1 HP left, which means any attack means we don't have to block his move. And if we don't kill him, we definitely block for enough. And we do. We actually kill both of them. This is possibly the best relic we could have gotten. 35 gold. A shuriken. Every time I play 3 attacks in a turn, gain 1 strength. Already, that's guaranteed 1 strength on turn 1 because of our ninja scroll. And that could be even more strength further on. Dodge roll, outmaneuver. I'm just looking at burst. Double the next skill we play. At base, just with what we have, not even with what we can get. Okay. Sorry, something popped up on my computer. So just with what we have, that can literally just be double adrenaline, double cripple cloud. Really, really nice. But that could be something even better in the future, too. So we'll take that. I'm going to upgrade the adrenaline for more energy. And go into Slime Boss. Okay. So, Shiv, Shiv, Shiv. There's our 1 strength. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Infinite Blades. And Crippling Cloud. So he has 4 poison. We got 3 slimed. Okay, we'll do accuracy, adrenaline, noxious fumes, shiv, and finisher. Next turn, we're hoping to take him out. We have some, take him down to 70 at least. We have neutralize, boom, dagger throw, cool, shiv, and now we can do strike and all-out attack. Now he's down to 58. Sorry, 54. Alright. This turn, shiv. I believe strike all-out attack does bring him down to split range. Get the extra energy from that. Or the extra strength from that. Now he splits. Awesome, awesome. Now here's the cool thing. Piercing Wail. Completely unaffected by Frail. Now we only take 5 damage, period. And we'll use the last turn to get rid of our slimes so we don't draw it again. Alright, so now what I will do is I will dash, shiv, and strike so he just dies. And the next turn this little dweeb dies. So that shuriken gave us 5 energy, partially because we have the 1 shiv every turn from Infinite Blades helping us out with that. 102 gold. Entropic Brew, fill all of our potion slots with random potions. And what are we waiting for here? Okay, we're hoping for another Adrenaline would be good. Phantasmal Killer would be good, but most of all we want Storm of Steel. Okay, we got Tools of the Trade, Bullet Time, and Malaise. Let's see. Tools of the Trade is actually a very interesting option because it's also 3 block every turn. So it's like a Metallicize. But it's also good with any discard cards you may get in the future. Malaise is lose X strength, apply X weak. We do sometimes have a lot of energy. In general, I'm not as big a fan of that, just because we have other means to kind of neutralize that. We got our weakens with Crippling Cloud. We got our Piercing Wail. We have dash. I'm not too worried about that. I'll grab Tools of the Trade here. Alright. Alright, so we got Sozu. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer obtain potions. Note, if we drink an Entropic Brew, we don't get any potions from that either. So if we want Entropic Brew now, and we grab Sozu, we need to drink it now. Sacred Bark we went over last time. It's double the effectiveness of our potions. Notably, these two are 2 of the only potions that do not get upgrades, so right now it only affects this. Or the one I'm probably going to grab, Pandora's Box. Upon pickup, transform all strike and defend cards. Normally, on Silent, I'm not a fan of this, because defends are useful, and she's much more archetype reliant. Generally, you will want to go either poison or shiv or discard. Those are the 3 main things. However, we have discard synergy with Tough Bandages. We have discard synergy with the Tools of the Trade that we just got. We got Dagger Throw. We have shiv synergy, obviously, with basically these 3-4 cards here and these 2 relics. And then poison, we have Noxious Fumes and Crippling Cloud to kind of get us started. So Pandora's Box is not that bad for here. Let's see what we get. Kind of a bad Pandora's Box. So the 2 chokes are the worst part. Choke is not a super amazing card, and even so I wouldn't want 2 copies. Backstab is nice because it's an extra attack on turn 1. Doppelganger's okay-ish, Catalyst is okay-ish, Poison Stab's okay-ish, Leg Sweep's actually pretty good, and Flechettes is okay-ish. But it's better than Strikes and Defense. Even this Poison Stab that I said is okay-ish, better than one of the strikes in our deck, by a good margin. So now I think I want to hit a shop. Definitely going this way at least. And there's two shops, but they're both at the start. I would rather, if I want two shops, I'd rather have them both near the end. So we will instead go to the right. What I think I will do is I will go up this way, grab some question marks, and then grab this elite at the end. Or we could go up this way, grab question marks and an elite. I think I'll do this one though. Okay. So, Shiv for the extra attack. That will do this. Cool. Now we have 2 strength. Let's see. I think I'll play Accuracy, Leg Sweep, and Shiv. This next turn... Actually, it's near perfect. Okay, Neutralize, Piercing Wail. Look, we killed him with the 2 chokes. That must mean it's a good card, guys. No. I'll take another copy of Infinite Blades. Gives us an extra Shiv to work with. Guarantees us another one to continue the Shuriken train going. I don't want to upgrade it, though, because I don't think I want another one in my starting hand. Okay, this is unironically good. Again. Because... we got rid of our defense. Like, what block cards do we have now? That's the biggest thing, is you may not get good block out of your Pandora's box, and we didn't. We got Dash. We got whatever discard we have. Piercing Wail and Weaken. And Leg Sweep. So I'm going to take this. Another fight. Chosen. Okay. I will do Choke first. Do I even... Hang on. Which does more damage? Okay. Oh, this is only 3 HP. Instead of... Because it's not upgraded. So what I will do is instead... I will do Leg Sweep so we full block. Shiv. I misplayed that. My accident. And I wanted to do Shiv instead of that. But it's okay. Next turn he's not going to attack. So now we can just kind of... And we could have bursted Apparition instead of doing that, but I kind of like what we did instead. And the next turn we're guaranteed to kill him, I think. Yep, with these 2. Alright, draw 3 cards. Oh, wait. Yes. Now, Cloak and Dagger Plus or Blade Dance Basic. That is a tough choice. Normally, I would say Blade Dance is better. However, I think Cloak and Dagger Plus is better than Blade Dance in this instance because we need block. And it's only 1 less Shiv. I think we're going to get rid of Blessing of the Forge for this Swift Potion. I am kind of bad about... not using potions, so I'm going to try to become better at that. Alright, so this dude. Another good event that I kind of wanted. Now, I have already made up my mind which one I want, but I'll still explain the other ones. Get Jaxed. Get a 0 cost skill, lose 3 HP, gain 2 strength. Cool. It's actually not too bad, because we do have Shivs which benefit most from it. Become a test subject, which is transform 2 cards. That is the weakest option, because most of our poopy cards are gone already. We already got rid of strikes and defends. So what I would normally want isn't even as much better. Or start each combat with 3 strength. At the end of your first turn, lose 3 strength. We have 3 guaranteed Shivs on turn 1, which means this is an extra 9 damage. At the very least. So I'm taking that. Oh, see, okay, perfect example why it's even better. I didn't mean to play that. 10 times 4 instead of 7 times 4. We almost killed 2 of them. Not playing any apparitions, too bad those all go away. Okay. Now I get to discard 1. Catalyst, definitely. We'll choke this guy. And then kill this bat guy. Full block. And we choke. And then we kill them between the choke damage and the shift damage. Alright. We didn't need a potion that fight, so I'm not kicking myself for not doing it. Flex Potion's amazing, though, so I do want to discard a potion for these. I think we'll do that one. Escape Plan, Flying Knee, or Deflect. I think I'm going to do Escape Plan. Because it's free draw, because it's 0 cost draw 1 card. That is essentially what free draw, the prerequisites for free draw in this game. The only bad thing about that is if we play someone that punishes drawing cards, or someone that, like, if we face Time Eater, that would be punishment for Escape Plan. Chosen isn't a punishment because he has a daze. But in general, unless your deck is like all attack or all power, generally it's not a bad idea to go for one of those. Now this dude, this motherfucker. Let's kill his gremlins turn 1 immediately. Let's do burst, apparition. So we have an apparition for next turn. Look at that! He attacked! Look at him. So, perfect example of why we might want to, you know, do that. 5 times 4 is pretty good. And now we just, our whole game plan is going to be just hit the back dude as much as possible. Alright, so next turn is the last turn that we can take essentially no damage. Look, the catalyst did something, guys. Alright, 28 gold, pair for 10 max HP. That's actually pretty good. Because that's, in a sense, it's like 20 max HP because we lost half of our max HP already. Heel Hook, Nightmare, or Slice. Ooh. 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 Nightmare is nasty with certain cards in this deck. I'm going to take it. And you know what? I think it's our best upgrade. It's potentially our best upgrade. Is it our best upgrade? Maybe not. But going to 2 instead of 3 means we can just do like Apparition and Nightmare on the same turn without having to worry about how much extra damage it does to us. Oh, perfect example of why this is one of the better cards. Next turn, free copy of Adrenaline. 3 free copies of Adrenaline. We'll just win next turn. That's how this is gonna go. Look at this. A little bit of a misplay. I should have done that first. Another Entropic Brew. Alright. We're just going to go a little potion crazy soon. Alright. I don't think any of these cards are super necessary for our deck. Unless a card is amazing, we don't really want to add it at this point. Because now our deck's getting a little bit big. So Masterful Stab is not great considering we bleed for 1 damage a lot, which still ticks this up. If this ever gets to 2 or more, it's kind of poopy. Quick Slash, delay damage on 1 card. Okay. Add a random skill to your hand, it costs 0 this turn. Okay. Just okay. As I said, we think we're strong enough to still go to the left side. Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, draw a card and gain 1 energy. It's very tempting. I think we're going to take it. Because our game plan... See, this is a very good fight for it. See? We got value off of it right away. So now we can just play Infinite Blades and Poison Stab. I like killing the first guy because he applies weak. The vulnerable would be more scary, except we have apparitions. Alright, we kill the bat guy. We do not keep the energy because we get set to 3 at the start of the turn. What I will do is I will Nightmare the Catalyst and just do that. Because next turn, 6 goes to... Sorry, 8 goes to 16, 16 goes to 32, and 32 goes to 64. And then just in case he's not dead yet, we'll just do that. Yes, dude! Oh, man! We got the full set. Now we gain a dex... Oh my god, I can't even speak. A dexterity for free. And we get one of the best potions in the game. A Ghost in a Jar, which is a free apparition. And we get an After Image, which is... Poggy. So good. Alright. How do we want War Paint? What skill upgrades do we have? Let's be real here. Skill upgrades are the most important ones for us right now. Survivor and Burst. Survivor's okay. Burst is a really good upgrade, though. Alright. Lose 11 HP, gain 5 max HP. Kind of sucky, but I'd rather do that than get cursed. So, that's what we'll do. Campfire, we'll Smith here. Put After Image in our opening hand. That's really, really, really important. Go to the shop here and see what we get. Okay. Okay. Here's the plan. Right? Mummified hand. Amazing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 powers in the deck. Mummified hand is going to be super nice. Super helpful for us. Backflip for a little extra card draw. Also very, very, very nice. Well-laid plans for more retain. Helps us keep cards that we're not going to use a certain turn for next turn. Also super, super helpful. And lastly, remove 1 card. We can get rid of 1 of the bad cards from our little box. Probably going to be either Flechettes or one of the Chokes. Because Catalyst is a little worse, but it exhausts, which is much more important. I think Choke. one of them is going to go. Save some gold for next time. Now, do I think I could beat this guy with 24 HP? The answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. This guy's main thing is 50. He does 58 damage on turn, like, 6. Well, we have a thing that makes it so instead of 58, we take 1. So we're not really scared of that turn. We're not really scared of that turn at all. So, we'll just smith here instead. Now, what do I want to do? Probably well-laid plans. But, the thing I want to think about for well-laid plans is, if we get Runic Pyramid as one of our options next act, are we taking it because that makes the well-laid plans upgrade worthless? I don't think so. I think I would rather have an energy relic than Runic Pyramid. So I think we're going to take the well-laid plans. Right. After image here makes apparition cost 0. Doesn't really matter. We weren't going to play it. We can then tools the trade and infinite blades to make this stuff cost 0, guaranteed. And then we can for free play everything in my hand. It was actually a misplay because even if Flechettes doesn't deal damage, it was free and it would make us get 1 more strength, 1 more dex. So normally I wouldn't do this because I don't like playing like this, but for the sake of showing you as the most optimal way to do it, I will replay the turn. Note that is absolutely one mistake I made this fight. So, see, it still increments it. So now, when we play all attack last, it doesn't discard anything. We get the 1 extra strength and dex. Now we keep it for the rest of the fight. For this turn, I don't think we need dash. We'll instead play apparition. Shiv, shiv, shiv. We could draw into something that would be more helpful next turn, so I'm not going to play dagger throw. Instead, I will just do this. What I should have done is neutralize on him, so I get rid of one of his artifacts. I play a little fast and loose when I play this game normally. See, we would have drawn our apparition, so it's a good thing we didn't play it there. So this turn, we will do accuracy, adrenaline, burst, apparition, 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 apparition. Awesome. Double the enemy's poison, doesn't really matter. So, when these guys take your cards, they take the rarest card in your draw pile. So, that guy took my Nightmare. Now, what I can do is, because I know he has Nightmare, it gets added to my hand afterwards. So, what I can actually do is I can wait until I have a good turn that I would want to play it. Now, this guy's going to take Doppelganger if I don't kill him. I'm going to kill him, though, so Noxious Fumes will make a card in our hand free, which makes Well-Laid Plans free, which makes Infinite Blades free, which makes Crippling Cloud free. That's kind of the reason why we picked the Mummy hand. Get rid of 2 of his things. Get another stack of our Apparition. And then just ship him. Alright, we draw an extra card. Choose card to discard Piercing Whale. We don't need it. Now, I want to try to see this dude die to poison. I don't think there's a way I can do that. Maybe with a better finisher play this turn. I don't have any more apparitions in the deck, so if we want to block his attack, we're not able to, we have to use our Ghost Redraft. That's fine. What I think I will do is I will instead just do that, get our Nightmare, play Nightmare on Neutralize, so we apply way more weak to him. And then Doppelganger for an extra energy and card each turn. This turn. Now we'll take Choke and Leg Sweep. Oh wait, no, this is the turn that he's doing the big attack, and we have the apparition still in play. So we're fine. I'll discard Dash, I don't need it. And now we Choke, and now we just do big damage. Draw one card. Draw and discard one. And this overall does slightly more damage because of poison. And then we'll just retain this card for next turn. That was a very well played turn. And how he doesn't do anything this turn because of Hyper Beam. We'll discard the Survivor because we don't need a block. Neutralize, Shiv, Shiv. We will Burst. Cloak and Dagger. So we get more Shivs. And then all out attack. Kills him. 100 gold and a card to the deck. Alchemize, Wraith Form, and Adrenaline. I think the extra Adrenaline is going to be more helpful than the Wraith Form. It's really good. Wraith Form is one of the best cards in the game. But for our game plan, Adrenaline helps more. Calling Bell. Upon pickup, obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. Busted Crown. Future card words of 2 left to choose from. A Ring of the Serpent replaces Ring of the Snake. At the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card. None of these are super enticing. I did say I wanted an energy relic. Busted Crown is potentially the worst energy relic. Essentially, if you want to take Busted Crown, you should think, can I beat the rest of the game only taking, like, 1 more card? Adding 1 more card of my choice. Or 0 cards. That's how you should think. At this point, I don't think so. I think our game plan at the current moment loses to Time Eater, one of the Act 3 bosses. I think we need something to counteract Time Eater. So that is one of the reasons I don't want to pick this. Calling Bell, unique curse and 3 relics. Those 3 relics could be really helpful. It's a common, an uncommon, and a rare. That's what's guaranteed to get. Or we take Ring of the Serpent. At the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card. So we only draw 6 on turn 1. But then instead of 7, but every other turn we draw 6 instead of 5. That's okay. I really like the 7 on turn 1, especially because we have cards that we are guaranteed to want to play on turn 1. So it's kind of hard to pick. It's a very tough choice. You can make a case for all 3 of these. This is honestly really hard. If we got, like, a coffee dripper, I'd be taking that in a heartbeat. I think I'm going to pick Calling Bell. And hope that those 3 relics are good. Sorry, I see Dead Branch. And I'm... Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Let's go this one at a time. Preserved Insect. Elite enemies and elite combats have 25% less HP. Really good. That's a really nice common relic. Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. We play a lot of skills. That's really good. Dead Branch. Whenever you exhaust a card, add a random card to your hand. Every time we play a Shiv, add a random card to our hand. That's really good. That's ungodly good. That's insane. Alright, I want question marks in Act 3. Because there's a lot of good Act 3 events. There's Mind Bloom. There's double orb blockers. There's I mean, those are the 2 like super big ones. There are also some events that are just good in general. then our Feminine 3-axe, so I want question marks. This guy's gonna be a pain in my balls. Okay. After image first, obviously. Then this. And because it gets us stuff like... Dude. Dude. This is so good. We'll just add backstab. Discard 3 cards like Malaise, Phantasmal Killer, all-out attack, Crippling Cloud. Alright, now we get block. Now our block game's fine. But just in case, Apparition, get another card. Acrobatics, cool. Backstab you. Phantasmal Killer for next turn. And all-out attack you. We get 2 extra cards. I think instead of another Apparition... Actually, no. Apparition's helpful for next turn because then we don't have to worry about blocking his Thorns. Now, Apparition. And Doppelganger. Malaise, just to get rid of it. You see how much more weird this deck just got because of Dead Branch? Backflip just to get some block, and then kill him with backstab. Piercing Will, Terror, Deflect. I like Terror the best. 99 Vulnerable is super nice. Plus it exhausts for Dead Branch. Okay. We could look at 2, 3, or 1 colorless cards and add them to our deck. There are so many good colorless cards we could add, but 10 HP is a lot. But with what our deck's doing, I think we can risk it. Finesse, Forethought, Mind Blast. Finesse is basically... Actually, I should check to see what our boss is. It is Time Eater. Okay. We need to be very careful then. Time Eater is a pain in my ass. Time Eater, you can only play 12 cards a turn that includes shivs. So, yeah. So I'm going to skip Finesse for now. Look at the other cards. Flash of Steel, same deal. Purity. Purity is actually really nice. One of my friends asked me, is there ever a good time to pick Purity? This is one of those times. Because we have Dead Branch, whenever you exhaust a card, add a random card to your hand. Exhaust 3 poopy cards from your hand, including Purity, gain 4 brand new cards you get to look at. Amazing. And I don't think we take any other ones, but that Purity alone was worth the 10 HP. Take a look at our shot. I think we don't really block much on turn 1. That's the thing. So Anchor's helpful. I don't think I want to remove a card. I think removing at this point is not as important. We can take Blade Dance and Noxious Fumes, because Noxious Fumes will help us have a secondary plan against Time Eater. It's another powerful Mummy hand. In general, it's just a good card. And then Blade Dance. I don't think I need to explain why Blade Dance is super helpful for us right now. You guys are a bunch of smart cookies. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Ah, lose a random card. Lose a skill, a power, or an attack. But Finisher... Oh, Backflip and Finisher are both super helpful. I'm gonna lose Backflip. Okay. Here's the thing with Pain. We have discard, but if we don't draw the discard, this thing makes us bleed. And that's bad. But I think we can counteract that. Hopefully. I think we're going to take this Elite. Okay, this guy. Very good for us. because he takes 10% more damage after every card you play. Quite obviously, that is amazing with what our deck is doing. Two cards to retain. We'll do Glass Knife and Glass Knife and Terror. Actually, we'll take Purity, just in case Pain shows up in the next hand. It did not, luckily. It did, luckily. Unluckily. Alright. There's a good example. I didn't even think about retain when I was thinking about stuff to get rid of the pain. But that was super nice. Okay, 34 gold, question card, and energy potion. Right, question card is when you future card rewards have one additional card to choose from. It lights up here even though it doesn't activate here because it's future card rewards. Corpse Explosion would be amazing for AoE. When the enemy dies, deal damage equal to its max HP to all enemies. So, say we were fighting Donu and Deka, we could put that on Deka or Donu, and then just hit them, and then the other one just dies. Unfortunately, that is not what happens for this one because we're fighting Time Eater. So I really just want to think about stuff that works well against Time Eater, and this is the best stuff we have. Smith here because we're not losing too much HP. Adrenaline for more energy is amazing. Especially if we can Nightmare it. Okay. Duels the Trade, turn 1. After Image, turn 1. That turn 1. This turn 1. All the good shit. I think our deck's doing fine right now against non-Time Eater enemies. Piercing Wail is a 1-card block for what some of Time Eater's attacks, so we will keep that. Do we want a question mark or a campfire? I think a question mark would be more helpful. We have to take our key here. And we have to recall at this campfire, so we can't do anything stupid. Alright, couldn't really use any of these cards here. None of them are super good anyways. Fine. It's okay. Now, what we could do is we could retain the apparition, except apparitions and any ethereal cards in general do not retain through different turns. Instead, what I will do is I will take the burst and the reflex, because that's a little extra card draw in case we need it. Now, if you duplicate something at a certain amount of energy, it keeps it. So, those both do 3 because we played it at 3. That just doesn't do anything. I just played it because it's fun. Only take 3 here. But we get a crap ton of energy to work with this turn. We didn't need it, though. That was more just to show you what happens. None of these cards really help us super much against Time Eater. This is not a thing I wanted, but we got it anyways. No, we got Storm of Steel. Actually, hang on. And here's a perfect example why Storm of Steel is amazing for us. Paint out of here. Cool. We finished the combat. Actually, liquid memories could be super nice. No, I don't think we need another one. We don't need another piercing well. So as we start off all these, as we do all these fights, start off with all the attacks first. I think that was a pretty good turn 1. Alright, I'm doing this just to get rid of the pain. In general, apparitions just dumpster this guy. So, you know, we just do this. We win the rest of the fight. Yeah, so play apparitions against this guy, it works. Right, 12 gold and another card. Tactician, flying, distraction, acrobatics. Tactician is really, really nice because it's extra energy for turns where we need it. Yes. Take it. Fight this elite. We're gonna dumpster this elite. As I said, we dumpster him. Tingsha, whenever you discard a card during your turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. We got both of the really good rare relics for discarding. Don't need any of those cards for the deck. And this is our last fight to add something important. So let's make it count. Let's get something really helpful. I apologize for not over-explaining too much now at this point in the run, because at this point it's kind of hard to explain everything I'm doing just because of you kind of get what's going on at this point. Backflip's more helpful than Blade Dance Plus. Can we recognize that Blade Dance Plus is good, but Backflip Plus is more necessary for this fight? Have to recall here. Now here's the point of truth. Oh my god. Okay. Here's the goal. We're going to try to play 12 cards every turn. Because then we don't have to worry about playing only a small number of cards every turn. I lied. This time we're only going to play 7. Next turn, we're going to be able to play 5, so we need to pick very, very carefully what we want to play. 28 damage. That's definitely one of them. This will be another. And I think we just do the shivs now. Now, once he goes below a certain health threshold, he will remove all his debuffs and heal back up. It's when he's at half health, so I think it's 228 if I do the math correctly. Shit. Wait. We only get to play one card. Next turn we get 3 apparitions to work with. Okay. We have another apparition for next turn, so we can just ignore what he's doing next turn too. And we have some more, even more apparitions to work with. We get to play 4 cards next turn, but we have apparition for 3 more turns. We handled Time Eater. And we get to go on to Act 4 because we finished all 3 keys. Alright. We have 170 gold to buy with the shop. To buy stuff in the shop. Don't know why it came out stupidly like that. What is the best card in our deck? Or what has the best upgrade, rather? I think the best upgrade we have is Tools of the Trade. Making it 0 makes it so useful. The free power, which makes Mummified Hand never target it, and it's a free, basically makes something else free too. Dude. Okay. The actual best play here is Frozen Eye. And viewing your draw pile, the cards are shown in order. That is the actual best way to play this. However, That requires a shit ton of brain power that I don't want to use. So instead, we will just remove a card, we'll remove flechettes, dump our liquid memories, and buy a strength potion. That Wraith form is actually going to really help us, because we don't need to worry about what these guys are doing for the next couple turns. I like going for this guy first, because he's just, in general, the kind of more annoying one. Alright, so we're gonna discard this one. But terror on this guy, because the first one's almost dead. Kill that dude. Bouncing Flask on him. And Catalyst him. We don't actually need to, I'm just showing off at this point, because we could just stab him. Okay, 26 gold. Strawberry for 7 extra max HP, that could be helpful. Fear Potion, unnecessary, we have terror. And an accuracy to top it off. Make our shivs even better. Alright. This is the last fight. Let's make this work. Drink this potion immediately. This is very good against the heart. Pulls the trade's great. Crippling Cloud. Leg Sweep. This is why caltrops are good. There's the terror. Because this attack would normally be way scarier. But we have apparitions, so it only deals 1. I should probably be explaining how this fight works. So basically, turn 1, Heart buffs himself, or sorry, gives you weak, frail, vulnerable, and adds 5 curses or 5 statuses to your draw pile. Okay. Turn 2 and 3, he will do a multi-attack and a big attack randomly. He did the multi-attack, then the big attack. Then this turn he buffs. Turn 4 he buffs himself. Turn 5, 6, multi and big attack. Turn 7, buff, and then it repeats that same cycle over and over where 2 turns the attacks and then buff, then 2 attacks and buff, 2 attacks buff, etc. Also, he has a maximum cap of damage you can do every turn. Just be aware of that when you fight him. Let's just drink the rest of the potions because we can. Let's kill him off with a finisher next turn. That sounds fun. Just kidding. Caltrops killed him. All right. Where's the music? The music's gone. Normally there's supposed to be music there. Ah, it went away, I guess. Now, what? Has it been done? The spire sleeps, and so shall I. Alright. That's the end of that run. Hopefully this helped learn a little bit more about this game. If you haven't bought it, maybe it interested you a little bit. Hopefully what I did helped. I know towards like Act 3, it got a little bit harder to kind of explain what we were doing. That's part of the. It's kind of that was mostly Dead Branch, was the reason I was being dumb and not explaining things. So hopefully it still helped. All right, it's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on it so you see when I next post a video. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, and hope to catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.